Hey, welcome to Grandpa Sees the Blinking. Please don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice. Grandpa is not a financial planner. And if you would, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, we got massive news here. Massive. For Tesla, we got pivot point news that's huge. We got a golden cross that's huge. We got divergence that's huge. And we got blinking that's out of this world. Okay, Grandpa's going to get it going because this is going to take a bit. Okay. We had a range today, high to low, of $23.83. If you take into consideration the WICK that bounced up to 361.53 because they could not contain the upward pressure of the stock. However, the real high is probably, I want to see what it says on my phone here just for the fun of it. Where they say the high is, what it says on the Thinkorswim chart is 361.53. And that's what it says on my my phone also, but there are places reporting that the real high was only 356.64. So a little discrepancy there, but I've got confirmed several places that it actually is 361.53. I watched it do it. We had a low today, but it was quick. It didn't fill me, and I had a sell in just below that number, about $1, and it did not fill me. So if it went there, it missed Grandpa. That's all I can tell you. We had a low today of 337.70, and we closed at a very respectable 352.56, which I will tell you gives us a massive buy signal, without a doubt. Indexes were up in Tesla today. The indexes were up today, and Tesla outperformed massively. Divergence. Yes, we do have a divergence today. Volume rose today by 30 million shares. And 87 million shares changed hands overall. And to Grandpa, they say that that's just a positive, just if it follows the stock. Volume goes up, the stock goes up, but I'm telling you, it's bullish. In Grandpa's opinion. Pivot point. Oh man, finally. We finally got our new bottom pivot point. Okay. And it is 302.70. It's confirmed. It's 100%. I knew we had to break the 350, and I double checked other sources also just to confirm that Grandpa ain't crazy. And it is 302.70 is our new bottom pivot point. Our previous top pivot point is 367.20, which they did in the middle of the night when we couldn't trade, of course. 362.80 is all you're going to see on your screens, but the real top pivot is 367.20, and that's important because that's the only place that you may hit. If you think there's going to be traders will look at that 362.80 and think, that's going to be a place of resistance. a former high. A former high will be a place of potential where it might bounce, not realizing that the real one that didn't even show up on our charts back then because we couldn't see the candles even. Now we can see the candles around the clock at least. But back then you couldn't. They just changed that a week or so after that. So 367.20 is where you might possibly anticipate some resistance. There is just virtually no resistance to the top of this thing other than pretty much psychological points, such as the 367.20, the 400 because it's currently, I'm talking, the 400 because it's the big even number, kind of like a 200 is always, 200 is almost always a place of support and resistance, and 400 will be the same thing. And then 414.50, our latest high. I'm going to go through our forecast day by day here also real quick shortly. But we're under a golden cross in the 5 minute, and so far it's given us about $21. And it's still very much alive and very much in effect. The blue 50 moving average line crossed through this yellow one. I'll make it small enough so you can see it where it did it. It did it right back over here around the 340 area, and it gave us a total of $21 approximately so far, and it's absolutely still in effect. So we'll see how that plays out. That thing can run down to. I think we can dip down to our fair opening price, which is $350.50. $350.50 will be your fair opening price. In Grandpa's humble opinion. And so we have a real good possibility of seeing that number at some point on Monday. However, after a big move like this, sometimes those numbers are off by a few bucks. So, we're right now running around the 352 area, 352 and a half. We might already be on the bottom of this bus. We might already be on the bottom. I just do not know for sure here. Let's see. Possible range for Monday to what I would consider kind of the extreme edges, and Tesla more up. You expect the unexpected with this stock. It's just phenomenal. You could see potentially 336, 337 to the bottom side, and you can expect 370 Monday on the top side as a possibility. Now, blinking, this was just massive today. It started at approximately 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and it did it all the way until 4 p.m., albeit the last hour or so, we took a little bit of a dip down. In the last hour and a half or so, it slowed down. The blinking slowed down, and they were shorting up above. They were shorting up above at 359.90. 110,000 shares per minute, and 110,000, and at least half that number for a couple of hours, blinking at the same spot, but just a little slower blinking. And so just massive shorting at the 359.90. And this occurred shortly after it did that crazy bounce up to 361. Hang on a second. Alan, can you leave that off while I'm doing this? Okay, so 360, when it went up to 361.53, I believe it got away from the market makers and they lost control of it for a bit. If they can't hang on to it, but the up pressure is so great, and they try to keep things in check so the market will run smoothly. Well, they sure made it run smoothly. We ran straight sideways here most of the day after it went up. But while it was going up here, it wasn't only shorting 110,000 shares a minute at 359.90. It was also at the 358 a dollar less. So 358.95 is what it actually was. 358.95, they were doing 7,000 shares, an additional 7,000 shares per minute, just to help keep it in check. And then above that, they were blinking at the 375, 5,000 shares a minute. So it was this to keep this thing here in check. They were running all three of them. And Grandpa, my last live stream, I did a live stream showing it, showing the blinking, showing it all, so you can look at it if you want to go back to my previous live stream. I put out a blinking warning. Now, in the past, when I've seen huge blinking like this, after I started seeing it, and it did it all the way till 4, the last time this happened was even more extreme than this one, but it did it from noon exactly, because I documented it, until 4 o'clock. And but once the stock got up there, it reversed $50 within 2 days. And then it when it got down there, then it turned around and went right back up and blew through it and went up about $80-$90 from the bottom point. So to say this thing can be volatile is probably an understatement. It's a money-making opportunity. Just got to be on the right side of it. Now, Grandma, she picked up almost just shy of $1,400 today. Grandpa didn't quite do that good. I snagged a little under 700, but there ain't nobody can trade like Grandma. How she does it, I'll never understand. I sit in front of the screen all day. Grandma goes shopping, and they should have named her Richard. That's all I can tell you. She just gets Richard and Richard and Richard. Little Anna was listening to one of my live streams today. Anna, if you're listening, Grandpa loves you. They'll be coming up for Christmas, and we're going to have fun. Get them grandkids up here, play with Grandpa. Okay, so yeah, we had a wild day with the blinking. I'm anticipating 350.50. But that number could be skewed when they do crazy moves. My number's usually off the next round. So, but I'm right 9 out of 10 times. But I'm certainly not going to short this thing, waiting for 350 to come around. But I will buy that area. I'll absolutely be a buyer in the 350 area, and so the rest of America most likely. Okay, Tesla forecast. Buy the dip. Anywhere you buy Tesla is a buying opportunity. My worry is that I'm not going to get Grandma back in below the average that she sold at, but we'll do everything in our power to make it happen. She sold pretty high, so I don't know. Grandma might, Grandpa said it was going to be scary because she can't rebuy till Monday. But regardless, she made money, and she always makes money. So what can I tell you? Okay, so today our estimate was that we would open in the 350, or not open, that we would hit 350, 354, and we did all that and more. Monday's forecast is 363. I'm leaning towards 363, 367. I think they're going to go up and test that because we have our new bottom pivot. Now we're looking for a new top pivot point. And our new top pivot point would very easily be $60 above our other top pivot point. So if you add 60 to 370 area, you're at 430 area. 427 would be potentially where this thing might stall out, possibly in the 430, 427, 437 area. It might stall out. But there's times when you can move way over $100. And if that's the case, well, that plays out right in with my forecast here, and I'll read it to you. Okay, so Tuesday, 361, a little pullback. They're going to fight a war up in that area around the 367 area. Wednesday, 364. Then we get Thanksgiving on Thursday, turkey and dressing. Friday, I'm anticipating it's going to gap up to 378. Get on the bandwagon. Don't sell your shares like Grandpa did. Keep your shares, whatever you do. Go long. Monday, 12/2, I anticipate 391. 12/3. Forecast is 389. And what do I got for 12/4? 12/4 is $397. 12/5, you're going to see $400. $399 to $400. Get on the bandwagon. Any place you buy is a buying opportunity, and that's all I got to say about that. I think when they activate those shorts up there again at 359 coming up, I anticipate a bounce back, scare everybody, maybe back down to the 350 area, and I think we're going to just up and run. I'm hoping, against hope, that we can rebuy at the 350 area, or as close to it as possible, and then hold out. Grandma says she's going to hold out for 400. Grandpa's trying to talk her into selling at 397 because it's got a 7 in it. But Grandma, she's You know, I can already tell you what'll happen. Here's what'll happen. In advance on December 5th, Grandpa always sells early. I'll bail out at a measly $3.97. Okay, Grandpa's going to bail out at $3.97. And you know what Grandma will do? She's going to hold out for $4.07. $4.07 on December 5th. Hey, anything I'm forgetting to tell you? Yeah, and I predicted a range today between 334 and 346. Why do you even listen to Grandpa? He's crazy. Okay. Hey, we got Nerf night tonight at church. Grandma's got to get going, so Grandpa's got to get up here. Me and Bobo are going to have fun watching and running around playing together. So, dominant trend is down. don't worry about it. We can go to 500 with that thing with a bull flag. So, think about eternity once in a while. Grandpa does. See you later.